Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to Tenerife. We're in December, we're doing the final group stage game which matters not a jot. We are definitely top of the group regardless, and Real Madrid in the league, which matters quite a lot actually because we're not top. See you after the intro. So this is our form since we last met. Roma, of course, was that match 4-1 in the end. 2 late goals, making that look a lot more comfortable on the scoreline. There's a draw, a win, and a loss immediately following in the league, which had things feeling a little bit sketchy at that stage, particularly as we drew in the league 2 games further on as well, but that was Atletico Madrid. Not overly unsurprising. However, a bunch of wins against the teams that we should absolutely be beating put that to bed. Looking a lot more comfortable now, although we did recently lose to Valencia in the 93rd minute. Not at all annoyed by that one. But you can see here on the opposite side of the score lines, there's not a whole lot of goals to go against us. Only 3 against Barcelona and the odd one here and there. Christian absolutely taking on the mantle left by Alex Merritt last season. 8 goals conceded in 15 starts, 10 in 20 in total is an absurd ratio. Half a goal a game. In case you're wondering, Merritt's on 12 and 16. He's actually got a little bit better over there after a rocky start. What that does mean is in the league, we have a game in hand, but we are third to Valencia and Barcelona, the only 2 teams to have beaten us there. Barcelona only drawn 1 game, and that's really what's made the difference there. We do have the game in hand on Valencia, but they've beaten us, so they're above us on head-to-head. Real Madrid are back in it this year, sort of. 10 points behind, technically. Atletico Madrid, not so much. Icardi, third in the top goal scorer. Christensen, top 3, top of the clean sheets, or joint top of the clean sheets. Icardi, second in the player of the matches as well. Ravella, high on the assist list. However, one big problem. Icardi, injured for the next 5 to 8 weeks. Yep, that's a huge problem because it's going to knock some of those big physicals down that weren't particularly strong to start with. 12 goals in 16 appearances all told. Apparently that wasn't enough to get him into the Argentina squad. The Argentina manager saying that he needs to do more in order to get into it. 12 in 16. Icardi has to have had the highest goals per game ratio of any Argentine striker at this point, but apparently that's not enough. I think it's Pellegrino at the moment, which might explain a lot. No offence to him, but didn't go well in the Premier League for him, did it? Oh, minor note on Valencia though. Frank Lampard's the manager. Went by Cardiff, because of course he did. But there's not a whole lot of team news otherwise to get you caught up on in terms of the lineup today. I am rotating a bit because this game doesn't matter for us, it matters for them somewhat, I think. Because Roma beat them. But we drew with Roma recently, which does give Tottenham the edge, I do believe, in that particular second v third contest. But we're on 13 points, they're on 9. This is the only game remaining. Christensen in goal, Lodi, Harwood, Quiros, Nedalea, Antov, Ravella, Torre, Carrasco, Gallardo, Bruno Alves up front, of course, as the best striker remaining. He's 2 stars. He's the best striker remaining. Carrasco's injury, he came back from that, got injured straight away, so hasn't played a great deal. Antov, I keep sort of forgetting about because of Valverde's existence now. Ravella and Valverde's been the main pair, but I keep getting messages that Valverde's getting a bit jaded. So in matches that really don't matter to us, I could definitely leave him out of the squad. Obregon, fine to be a left back now. He's got it up to a green, so he's 3 stars on the left, as he should be, as a left-footed defender. I will never understand how a fullback can develop as an inverted wingback, technically. Considering Odegaard's a target for Arsenal, and while at Arsenal last year, the fact he's at Tottenham is somewhat amusing. Where's Satalo? It's the main reason why I did this match. Excuse me whilst I investigate. Ah, he's injured. He is playing for them, it's fine. But you can see from the lineup they've got Onana in goal. Again, another Arsenal target, so somewhat amusing. Ravella puts the ball in. Antov's... I've seen a few spectacular strikes from the Volantes in the games in between. I mean, I was going to show you Valverde's first goal, but then similar goals happened almost every other game. I think we've had at least 3 or 4 spectacular outside-the-box goals from those Volantes. McDonald's had a couple. I know Ravella's had one. Valverde's, of course, had his. We're not averse to an outside-the-box volley, that's for certain. Applewell's campaign in this group hasn't gone spectacularly well, as you would imagine. Their goal difference going into this final game is -20, which, if I'm being absolutely completely honest, I'm surprised it's not worse. We only beat them 4-0 both times. As Dane Scarlett, I can only assume that's a new gen, as he's number 53 as well, has scored. Is he the new Troy Parrott, who I don't think is anywhere near as good in this year's game, or gets anywhere near as good in this year's game. It looked like he was offside. I think the defenders thought he was offside, but Lottie might have been playing him on, the left back. I mean, he has to, because it's counted. So, yes, it's the left back who's played him on. The other three did their job. Cannot criticise Quiros or Harwood on that front. They did what they thought was right there. It's a shame, really. They've got Ben White in their central defence. Of course, went to the Euros with England, and I realise it's the first episode I've recorded since the Euro final. If you've not seen my general review for the Euros, that video was up on Monday. Do go watch that. I break down my predictions from both before the tournament and at the knockout stages. Did quite well on the knockout predictions, if I'm honest. But I also do go a little bit into why I think England didn't do the job against Italy in the end, despite such a good campaign up to that point. So do go check that out. It was up on Monday. I might put the link in the description for it, in fact. But this has been played out. I don't like the fact that they're playing this so calmly around. Also, I don't know why it's being so juddery all of a sudden. Yeah, I do apologise for the sort of lagginess going on in this particular game right now. I can't explain it. There's nothing wrong with my computer at the moment. I've just checked, so I can't explain why it's doing this. So I do apologise. It's not normally like this. And Napwell actually held out for 56 minutes before they conceded there, so that's good work from them. I'm going to make a triple change here, both fullbacks and Mercs on. I feel a little bit sorry for Nedelaire, because he played backup to Obregon the entirety of last year, and he would have been first choice this year, since moving Obregon to the left, where he should be, and he's found himself playing second fiddle to Hanus instead now, so it's gone well for him. Mercs has just, tried to pull out a Gallardo from last year's final. He's not done it, but he's tried it. One final attempt, seemingly. Odegaard, Hodgson, Sanchez. I think this is for them. Composure here. The composure of these players makes me think this highlight is for them. Sanchez, straight through the Hodgson. It's 2-0. Irrelevant, but 2-0. Like I said, they needed this, we didn't. My only concern is the morale. We're seeing it again for really no reason. He's clearly onside. And that genuinely is the worst performance, aside from the Barcelona one. Plenty to take from that, despite the result. Think Charlie Walton will be pleased with some of what he saw. No, I wasn't, player. If I'm completely honest, I wasn't pleased with any of that. Alexander, well, that's ruined my day. Really? We've lost in a match that we didn't really need to win? I'm intrigued to know how the under-19s did, because they were storming the under-19s version of this Champions League group. Oh, they had theirs a lot earlier. Oh, we actually did lose a game in that, to Roma. But 23 goals scored, 6 against. And it's a little bit unfair, because Roma's under 20, not 19. So, sorry, there's a player called A Forget for Tottenham. In Spain, the domestic campaign for the under-19s is regional. It's not league-based. It's not quality-based, like it is in England. So, our under-19s play other Canary Island under-19 teams. Safe to say we're the best team in that. There are about 20-something games played. Make your predictions on what the goal difference is for us. Spanish under-19 Division 1 Group 6. Las Palmas have gone top because they've played more games, but 140 is the goal difference. 140. 22 games played, 22 games won, none lost, none drawn. 142 goals scored, 2 conceded. I'm surprised we've conceded 2, although in fairness, one of them is Las Palmas, who are the only other competent team here. Honestly, if Spain want to improve their youth systems, this is something they need to look at. Oh, one thing worth... This is away from home, but one thing worth saying is the stadium expansion has gone through. We are now at 25,000, and if you did pay attention from the schedule, we are almost filling it. And the fact we did fill it against Spurs and Roma, but I can't ask for another expansion, so I think 25,000 is the maximum. I forget where you can find out in-game if that's the maximum or not, but I think it is the maximum. I did ask to build a new stadium. They said no. We've not had our youth intake yet. We've not had our youth intake preview yet, and there's nothing else we can improve on the youth intake front. So, in theory, we should be getting 1 or 2 quality players every single year now, hopefully. Just saw on the news flick down that Messi's retiring, which at 37, I can't really blame him. But, yeah, that's happening. Oh, it's retiring. No, that is the end of the season. Forgot we're in December. Yeah, those physicals... Acceleration's still alright, but his pace is non-existent. Doesn't have a high top speed, but he can get there relatively okay. The fact he's still regarded as 3 stars for us is insane. So the lineup against Real Madrid will be Christensen in goal, Obregon at left back. You can see 3 stars there, perfectly fine. Harwood, Quiros, Hanus, Valverde, Rivella, Faisal, Zukic, Mercs. I'm going with Mercs, by the way. Bruno Alves up front. They all have faces. I did update the faces, you might have noticed it as well. Mercs' face is slightly terrifying. That's the Real Madrid lineup. They have Dwight McNeil. So we can't read ours, but Dwight McNeil plays for Real Madrid. Calvert-Lewin plays for Barcelona. Tammy Abraham is at Atletico Madrid. There's an English invasion going on here. Harwood's English technically, but thanks to his Swedish second nationality, he isn't non-EU. But did you ever think you'd see the day where Dwight McNeil, Tammy Abraham and Calvert-Lewin were all playing in Spain? And Tom Davies is at Almeria as well. Let's not forget that one. It's almost like it's a trend. Zukic, Valverde. Alves is in. Alves, not Icardi, but he has scored 6 goals. Not been terrible. Not had that many starts, though, in fairness. So I'm not quite sure how that works out in terms of his goals per minute, or minutes per goal. Always say that the wrong way around. But Valverde, the provider. Yes, indeed. Valverde, the provider. Valverde against his former team, of course. And Bruno Alves, the youngster. Still only, I want to say 18 at this point. 18 indeed. But it's 5 goals and 7 starts, all told. 4 substitute appearances. Kroos with a corner. Kroos still playing. Is Kroos one of those players that is younger than I think he is? Bear in mind that we are in 2024, end of... Dwight McNeil scored. Considering I did a Burnley save once upon a time on Twitch, that pained me more than it should have. But Rodrigo, the provider, is it? Yeah, Rodrigo to McNeil. Rodrigo to McNeil is a bizarre sentence I wasn't expecting to say when I started this save. I was going to check something, but new highlight, Merckx puts the ball across to Valverde and edge of the box, not quite for Avella's turn. Not says it was close, but it wasn't exactly sensational. Guerrero. Hanus heads it clear to no one. Bruno Guimaraes. I think that's... Oh, it's Kroos' age. That's what I was going to check. Guerrero into the box. Christensen gathers, as he normally does. I've genuinely not had that in this year's game. I've seen it happen to other people, but I've genuinely not seen this happen in this year's game. The text at the bottom there was hilarious. It said Christensen brought Bruno Alves into play with a searching pass, which didn't reach him, obviously. 34. He is younger than I think he is. I thought he was already like 32 or something, but he must be about 30, 31. Obregon to Zukic. You know what the worst part of that goal was? It came up at the bottom at the very end. That was Isaac's 100th goal. Has anyone scored a marker point goal as stupid as that in real life, I wonder? What's the dumbest milestone goal that's ever happened? Because that's got to be up there virtually. Flash my arms, I'm far from pleased. Obregon loops it over to Ndika, who's caused us problems in the past. Isaac now, trying to get his 101st goal. He's tried it. He's failed it. It's Real Madrid with another chance. Alberto puts the ball in. Isaac's not under it. Harwood clears it. Alberto put it in again and Isaac's under that one. Christensen somehow tips that over from point-blank range. Quiros has had bizarrely poor performances. Central defenders never normally struggle. Avella's had a knock apparently, but it's not come up as an actual knock at any point. I'm going to have to do something about Obregon. Lodi is on the bench. McNeil. Guerrero. Back to Kroos. Back to Guerrero. Isaac's free. I don't know what happened there. Guerrero. Somehow I managed to head it backwards. Back to Kroos. Out to McNeil. Once again. Can we... Okay, we tackled. Merckx is on it. He's got it to Avella, who's got it to Hanus, who's lumped it forward to no one. Bruno. Kroos. Rodrigo. Not intercepted. Waltzes past Obregon and scores. Against the big teams this season, we've been a bit rubbish. They've decided to be better this year. I thought they gifted us the title last year. And this year they've gone, nah, we'll try again. Which I'm not mad about because at least we have a trophy to our name already, but it is somewhat frustrating. Hanus is booked, so for that reason alone I'm bringing Ed Lair on. And Merckx is tired. Gallardo on. Fresh legs, can't hurt. Zukic. Like, Merckx is great, but Gallardo is consistently good, performance-wise. Absolutely robbed. Both players are now on the floor over there. Something's happened. Zukic is now injured, of course, so I can't sub him off. Thanks for that, Alberto, who I think injured himself in the process somehow. There was some kind of confusion going on that side at the top of the screen as the highlight continued there. But Zukic, whilst injured, is going to play a lovely ball through to Alves, who... that's filthy. That's filthy from Bruno Alves. He's 18. The composure and the swagger from the 18-year-old here is unbelievable. I thought he was going to round him. Icardi did the best rounding the goalkeeper I've ever seen in a game recently. Unless I'm mixing my saves up and it was actually on my Skygness Twitch save. But I did see someone round the goalkeeper. Like, effectively just walked around him and then passed it in. 3-2. Do I encourage at this point? We're away from home? Yeah, we encouraged. That got him happy. Nothing's going to happen now, of course. Although, a bit late for me to be telling my team to press Rodrigo. Thanks for that, assistant manager. Oh, Barcelona. Barcelona signed the other Luis Suarez, so that's got a little bit confusing. Why did you not square that, Valverde? There's a player in the middle of the box. Yeah, Barcelona signed the other Luis Suarez. Okay, well, I'm not pleased with that because it makes us 4th. And even with the game in hand, if we win it, we're behind Valencia because of the head-to-head, despite the goal difference being better. I'm not sure you've actually ever seen me lose 2 games in one episode for Tenerife yet. But for some reason, we're playing Barcelona B in a friendly. But I'll be bringing you back for this Las Palmas-Barcelona double bill in February after the January window. It would be remiss of me to not do the Canary Island derby whilst Las Palmas are in the first division. The first knockout round does follow this. In fact, the draw is tomorrow. So we might as well do the draw now. Lyon get Liverpool, Porto get Milan, Bayern get Man United, huge one there. Dortmund get Man City, blimey, Germany versus Manchester. Spurs get Paris Saint-Germain, another big knockout there. Barcelona were second in their group to either Ajax or Benfica. So we're going to get Chelsea or Copenhagen here. Copenhagen. Chelsea get Benfica, and we get unbelievable draw from us there. Blimey. Okay, so definitely Las Palmas and Barcelona, their first knockout round, in theory, should be all right. I want to check these groups now, though. PSG Dortmund was a group. Ajax, Copenhagen, Inter Milan were third. Juventus bottom of their group with Lyon and Hertha, of course. Getafe were bottom of their group, so they're not even gone into the Europa. Espartas were third in theirs, thankfully, but Barcelona were second to Benfica. That's who they were second to. I'll see you again for El Canario and the match against Barcelona in the league. Until then, thank you for watching. Ta-ra.